Hello. You guys are early.
Happening. Maybe you're late. Oh,
Maybe I usually am late, usually. Or right on time. I like to be right on time. I don't like to be early to things.
so weird for me to just come on and start sassing. I don't know what's going on.
Monday.
Monday.
It's a lucky-
Monday and leg day.
Oh,
Ooh.
was leg day too?
Yeah, MBFA.
Oh,
Last one.
But it felt like leg day. I don't know. Sue, did you think it felt like leg day?
it
Well,
always
every day
feels
with
like
80
leg
day
day.
obsessions leg day. I mean,
Yeah,
they're just all leg day.
every day.
Upper body's leg day.
Mhm.
It was it was hard. Which you said leg day for MBF?
Yeah, MBFA. Yeah, so
Mm.
this will be my second time through. I like it a lot, which I'm kind of surprised about. So
Yeah.
Do you?
yeah,
Just
it'll
the
be one I
advanced?
do again. No, I've done both together twice.
Yeah. Good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of fun when you find a program. Like this is the first time I haven't minded doing it, the second time, because usually I'll start something the second time and I'll be like, nah, this isn't
Yeah.
gonna work.
I get bored with it too. Oh, hold on one second. Oh, big one. Shut up, did you? Oh. I didn't say anything.
I'm gonna have to jump off early too, FYI. If anybody cares.
We care. Mm.
No, yeah, take it in there. Take it in.
How's it going, Melanie?
Busy, but good. Trying to get my kindergarten through this distance learning.
Yeah,
Trying to learn a little bit of a balance between my stuff and his stuff.
right. Yeah, my neighbor's a kindergarten teacher, and she's like, for the most part, the parents have been pretty helpful in keeping them there, but she's like, all the ones at daycare, they're just like, all of a sudden they'll just be gone, and then sometimes they'll return. And
That's it, yeah, unless I have a keen eye on him, which from my desk to him is straightforward. But I think today I didn't get anything done because he had quite a few lessons that needed my attention, which is fine, but I need to learn the balance of doing my stuff so I'm not doing mine and then doing all of his or helping him with all of his. So that's been today's battle. But other than that,
totally.
How is
Oh.
everybody tonight?
Good. Well, we could start with wins then, since Jess won't. She's gonna go make sandwiches.
Oh, is that where she went?
Yeah. You go. We'll go.
Sorry.
We'll handle. We
Keep
got
going.
this.
Tell me about
Yeah.
your successes. I'm listening. I swear.
Where's
Hey,
Well,
I listened to the wake up call today. That's a success.
That is good. I started it and then didn't finish.
Oh, did you? I actually took notes. You guys look at all these notes I took.
Wow.
I know.
So what are your
What was your
takeaways?
takeaway from that, Sue?
Yeah, what are your takeaways?
What's my takeaway? Oh gosh. Okay, so here we go. She said Janelle says she loves using the hashtags on Instagram. She just likes to be real. She has a call to action every other day. She calls them boot camp, but it's like our challenge groups. She kind of promotes that hype. Every month she's got what she calls a boot camp. She shares lots of transformations, shares lots of non-scale victories. She loves when people send her messages saying, hey, this is really working for me. And she shares that, but she shares it anonymously so that the person's name isn't there. She'll like cross off the person's name. And she'll go, wow, look at all the hard work this person's done. It's paying off, blah, blah, blah. She creates FOMO. She makes sure she brings value to her posts. She says at the end of her messages, she's always putting in there something like, I'm always a message away. There's always a call to action. oh no, I'm sorry, that's my next thing. Then they were talking about like what a call to action is, and it's just something to get reaction from. And share what Beachbody's done for you. And she just said that the one thing that Beachbody's done for her is she has become the woman she was always meant to be. And that's kind of how we all feel, I think, you know? So anyway, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I was glad I tuned in on it today. So that's what I got.
I was surprised to hear that she did a call to action. That seemed
We didn't catch it all, or I didn't catch it all.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I think you cut out
my
halfway
internet is
over.
unstable. I found it all
Oh,
for
no.
action
Dang it.
every other
We
day.
didn't catch it again. It's like every time you start, it freezes.
Again.
Maybe type in what you want to say, Lily. Type in to the chat so we can all get it. The whole thing.
The AWI.
Oh no. I think we lost her.
All right. Well, do we have any other wins that anybody wants to talk about?
I do, but it was from a podcast that I listened to a couple 3 days ago. I've listened to the same episode on the podcast 6 times.
Wow.
Because it was one of those that you just needed to hear it and hear it and hear it to get it to sink in. And it was called, what was it? It was I'll find it because I can't remember it, but somebody else go, and then when you're done, I will chime back in.
Yeah, what Jess says. Share that shit.
I will.
I just got off of an explicit cycle, the Peloton app, and it was a very explicit song. So I'm much more vulgar than usual.
Feeling a little gangsta.
Yeah, a little bit
All right,
ludicrous.
Lily, are you back on now, do you think?
I don't know. It says it's unstable. So
Oh, when I heard the whole sentence. Okay, go,
Yeah.
ready, go.
Yeah, we heard you.
I thought that it was interesting that she did a call to action every 2 days. I
Mhm.
thought that that seems excessive to me, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, obviously. Because she.
Well, I guess, did she say how strong it was? Because maybe it depends on how strong the call to action is. You know what I mean? Like, because call to actions have some words that are stronger than not or more obvious. So maybe she's, some are stronger than others or more obvious than others. I don't know. Is it Janelle Summers? Or who was it?
No, it was
Oh,
Janelle.
my unstable.
something else.
Who was? Oh, okay. Because we could just look at her Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. She said that she really used Instagram a lot and
Mhm.
specific hashtags, like Sue said. She really drilled down in the hashtags and used those a lot to connect.
Sue,
with
do you
new people.
remember her last name?
I don't, but I'll look it up.
We can see what she does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder if she does it in stories, if she does her call to action in stories, because people do that.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, you could do that every day,
Yeah.
and there's people who'll see
Sheasley.
it.
Sheeesley.
What is it again, Carol?
Sheeesley. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, she didn't talk about how strong or what exactly she did, because I remember her saying that she just said that she did a call to action either every day or every other day, depending on what content it was attached to. So you can kind of just go from there as to maybe she just didn't want to say it for, keeping it to herself or what she does, for how it attaches to her style. So the podcast that I listened to is, and I started hearing it or listening to it from when Jess said it, and it was
Keisha?
Be You.
Oh.
Be you unapologetically.
Oh,
With-
yeah.
And the episode is You're Supposed to Fail Forward. And the main part, it pretty much said, fall flat on your face so that you can learn from your mistakes and be better instead of trying to do everything perfectly and get to success, but you have no clue how you got there because you didn't go through any of the hardships or challenges or mistakes or oops, I should do this again a different way to get to where you want to be. She's like, so you can't be perfect, you shouldn't be perfect, and everything that you do, which is me. That's why I listened to it those 6 times, because for me I have a hard time just posting something, especially like my usual posts I do, the long ones for Instagram, and they go into my specific Facebook page. I will do the whole content and then I won't like how it sounds or like how it comes off from me. It might come off for somebody else. So I delete it because to me, it's not correct or it's not perfect or it's not how I feel like it should be compared to others. And so that podcast hit me because it's like, who cares if it's not perfect? Who cares if it's not like another person's posts who are in your eyes perfect? To them, it may just be, oh, I don't like this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Versus me, I don't like this. I'm not going to do it because I'm scared of what people might think, which I don't feel like I don't care what people think, but at the same time, I feel like a little bit of me does because I don't want to be judged to the point of people might not like me. But then am I being fake because I'm posting stuff that is reworked and reworked and reworked to the point that I feel like it's perfect, and then it's too much reworked instead of just the raw and real. So I listened to that podcast, and like I said, 6 or 7 times, and it just made me really think that instead of trying to be perfect to get to whatever success is for you, just do it the first time. It's going to be messy. It's supposed to be messy because that's how you learn, because you don't learn from being perfect. You learn from being messy and relearning. So that's why I learned. That's why I listened to it the 6 or 7 times, and I will probably listen to it more and more when I feel like I need it. And it's only a 10-minute little episode, so it's a real quick one.
That's good. Yeah, I always like to think about, when you think about, oh, I'm too fat or, oh, I'm not perfect enough, it's like, but by whose standard? Like, who sets the standard of perfection? And I replay that in my head all the time. And that's so helpful for me to think about, because what you might think is not perfect, somebody might think is the best thing that they've read all day. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So for me, that was a win because it was, and then I opened Instagram to do something, and it was a little, I don't know what you want to call it, quote or something. Where's it at? It was, as soon as I opened Instagram, it was, allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent. Right after I listened to the podcast. And it was like, okay, thank you. I heard you.
Right. I love how those little things trickle in. Right.
Yeah.
In the most.
So I kept that picture as well, too.
Good. Cool. What other wins?
¿Por qué me es así? No sé.
I did sneakily get my virtual PE person signed up for an account, but it was just because she wanted to see some more of the workouts. So she's definitely not buying anything anytime soon, but it was still a win, still a share cart. So
I'm on day 15. So I made it through last week, just counting them down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
how are you doing?
Good, but this week's food is terrible. This is this is the worst week by far. I mean, I got all excited to have a half cup of brown rice at 4:00 this afternoon with nothing on it practically, and I was like, yes, it's so great, So I don't know.
I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
And you're being serious. That's what's.
I'm being serious. That's what's so funny. I almost ordered it today.
It is, I'll tell you, my favorite part is that I don't have to think about what I'm making for dinner or the next meal. I don't have to, it's been 3 weeks of like bliss of not having to figure that out. So
Mhm.
I'm down about 8 pounds, I think.
That's great.
That is great. Good job.
And I haven't hurt anybody yet, committed any violent acts.
You're too weak to commit any physical crimes. No, I'm just kidding.
Mentally, I can't
Alert.
remember what I was gonna do. I just go from room to room. It took me like 10 minutes after I got to the grocery store to remember that's what I forgot bags at the house. Like it's really coming slow.
You're doing the 21 day, the 21 cleans.
Yeah, the ultimate reset.
Mhm.
I am.
Yeah.
Hmm. And
saw,
I can't wait to have Shakeology again. I'll tell you that. Like
You can't what?
I can't wait to have Shakeology again.
Oh. See, I think I cheated the last time I did it and had Shakeology. Like I just kept having Shakeology, and it was one thing that kept me sane.
You can have it. I was just
Yeah,
afraid.
but-
I tend to, you know, I tend to just build on whatever I'm doing. So like if I have
Yeah.
one Shakeology, then I'd want to have 3, you know, or whatever. Or like I really wanted it, I would want it with a banana, and then I'd want it with peanut butter, and then like it's a downhill. It's better to just
No, I hear you. That's how I am with sweets. Like once I start, it's just all over.
That's okay. I yelled at my husband this morning for like that he didn't put his glass in the dishwasher or something, and then so he just stays away a little bit longer before coming.
Is that a good thing? Don't answer.
God. Anyway, sorry. That's enough about me. That's where.
No, I think I'm like really enjoying watching you. You're posting so much still. Your food looks amazing. Like I need you to come cook for me whenever I do it again. Like please. Because I tried to do the easy way, you know, the reset and a crunch. I would always have like a sweet potato or whatever the easiest thing I could make. That's what I would always do.
I've had a lot of easy things.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's really, really good. It's fun watching. Makes me sort of want to do it again soon.
It's scary. Like it's scary.
I mean, I found a lot of new fruit and vegetables that I liked and things I never tried before. So that's really good. And there's some recipes from like week 1 and 2 that I can't wait to try again, you know, right after I finish week 3. Like 1 and 2, the recipes for 1 and 2 were pretty good. Now it's just vegetables, fruit plate, and a salad.
Cool. Well, good. I can't wait to see how you feel afterwards.
Yes. So are people inviting to our diet bet? Or I can't think of the name of it. Bet on you.
Good on you.
Yeah, I've had, I started with my group today, and I have 3 people from that so far that want to get in. But I'm just kind of getting rolling. Like I have my event going, but I'm just really kind of getting into it this week.
Yeah, I have set up the event, but I haven't really started working with it yet.
Yeah, I need to reach out to a couple people who said they were interested or going on my event. Yeah, and just see if they want to actually do something or not. That's really where I'm at with it, but got, you know, a fair amount of interest. So that's a good start.
Is it just doing a particular workout, or you can do what you're doing currently?
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, Lord.
No, there is for this.
No.
The woman who spoke today had a lot of energy. She was a good speaker.
She was good.
Yeah.
I mean, she was good. She did bring a lot, like she did give out a lot of energy, I thought.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch it. I started watching it and then my multitasking was not working, so I stopped. but she actually reminded me of somebody that I don't like in person. And so I was having a really hard time watching her, and I'm trying not to do that. But do you know what I mean? Like when you see someone, because I'm like, God, I don't like her. I'm like, why don't I like her? She never did anything to me. I'm like, oh, she reminded me of that person.
I still don't like people named Seth because of I in like college.
The way you said it was obvious.
I was doing that on purpose.
Oh, that's funny. All right, what other wins you guys have? Anything? Lily, thanks for taking the posts in the Unstressed group. I think you took them, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll finish out the week.
Cool.
I just was in there and I was like, wait, where'd the post go? I only see day 14. So yeah, I'll do the rest of the week.
Yeah. I'm telling you that meditation is amazing. I'm very impressed with it. I've done a lot of meditation apps before, and it's really good.
Did we talk about the tabula rasa one? Did I make fun of that one yet?
What
Now
one
I'm
was
getting all
that?
wound up. The one from, it was like Monday last week. It made me laugh so much. It was like this guy and it was like, clean slate, tabula rasa, or I think that's how you say it.
Oh,
So it was hysterical. I'm like, all got ready to fall asleep, and all of a sudden I hear this tabula rasa, like like a sexy whisper, like on the back of my neck or something like that. Totally threw me out of whatever meditative state I was. I was in a Harlequin romance after that. But, that one made me laugh the most.
that one was a little different. That one was pretty funny. And
Because he was all
one was pretty cool, where you're supposed to pretend like you're touching water. It was a very.
I didn't like that one. Did you guys like that one?
I got distracted about 4 times. Like people came and asked me questions, so it was a fail in terms of meditation. But
I circled the ones I liked.
oh, you're supposed to.
I made some notes, but that was my favorite because that was hysterical, I thought.
I haven't gotten to the water one yet.
What'd you say, Melanie?
I haven't gotten to the water one yet. I'm kind of excited to do that one, but I haven't gotten to that one yet. If I can't get my meditation in the morning, then it's pretty much non-existent for the rest of the day because the kids I have to lock my door to do it. So
You have to do it in the bathroom, like with
in the bathroom.
It's like,
If I can't do those 2 areas because I locked the door in both of them, it doesn't happen. So
you have to go to the bathroom to get anything done with young kids.
That's true.
not
And then
even
the
there,
parents go
Lily.
to the door.
Mine is like keeps knocking on the door. It's like, let me in. I'm like, no, this is my time.
Right.
unless your 3-year-old uses the excuse, Mommy, I gotta go potty, then you have to unlock it. And then she comes, I just want to see what you're doing. Because she's done that. She knows how to work it.
And we have boys at our house. I'm like, pee outside. So please go pee outside. How are you feeling, Jen?
Yeah, tell us.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing better. It's 4 weeks today, and
Yeah.
I mean,
It's 4 weeks already.
yeah, it's 4 weeks. It goes by. I mean, look how fast your 3 weeks is going, It goes by, the weeks fly by. So, besides my son getting sick in the middle of it, that was difficult, but we're all good right now. We're all in good shape. So I did a little bit of a workout today. That was a win. Yeah, I'm trying to get back in the swing. So get my mind back into it, the groove too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. What other successes? Anything? Going one?
I was gonna say Duke didn't die on the run today, the interval runs.
Good. That's
I
really
would say
good.
I'm really liking the 30-day breakaway weightlifting portion of it, and because they're different moves. Like today was super fast moves. You had to go lighter on your weights just because they were a lot faster than like lift 4 moves. And the runs are, even if you're a runner, the way that she cues and reminds you, okay, you're supposed to be hitting your feet, you know, in the middle of your feet, and you're supposed to be not clenching your hands, and you should be, you know, tilted a little bit forward. They're really good cues, surprisingly. I think they did a really good job on it. So
And how much are you running, like in the program in the beginning?
the first week there were 2 runs, I believe, 3 runs, 2 or 3 runs. This week, there's 3 runs, I believe. But you're not running more than 3 days a week, except for the last week. The last week you run 4 or 5 days because you run your 5K. So you're not, it's strength training every day, except for like the first week we had a break on like Friday, or no, we had a rest day on Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday were rollout days and a rest day. And so it was like 3 days off, and I was like, well, that's not going to work for me. So of course I did other workouts, but it definitely gave you enough time to recoup and to, you know, and I was sore. I had, you know, my legs were sore, so, which I like, of course. So, but yeah, you're not running every single day. You're only running 2 to 3 times the first couple weeks.
And how much are you actually running though when you go out for a run? That's what I'm curious about.
I mean, it depends on your pace. So she cues you, and she said, okay, we're gonna run 60 seconds at a level 5 for you. So whatever your level 5 is depends on how far you run. So if you're a sprinter or you're already a runner, you're gonna run a lot farther than somebody that's just jogging or walking. So like today, it was 20 minutes of intervals of 30 seconds, 45, and a minute, and then 2 minutes. And so Duke and I only ran 2 miles, like just over 2 miles in 20 minutes. So it wasn't a ton. And again, granted, Duke is not a very fast runner, so we're not running super fast, but you know, today there was one section where it was 60 seconds at a level 9, which I was not at a level 9, but you know, so you could have covered more ground, obviously. I mean, I'm sure there's people that are running, you know, 4 miles in that 20 minutes, or, you know, 3 miles, whatever, in the 20 minutes, but it just depends on your comfort level and what you're used to. But it's also made to be done on a treadmill or an elliptical as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
you can do it on either of those machines as well, because you're trying to hit a level of exertion, so you can do it on either machine.
Got it.
Yeah.
So Lily, did you measure and weigh Duke so you can give his results as well when you're done?
We did weigh him.
Wouldn't that be kind of fun?
Afters.
Like at the end, you go, and then Duke lost 5 pounds too. You know, I mean, that might actually be a selling point for you.
I love that idea. My dog needs to lose some weight.
Seriously. You know, he
We
lost
actually
4
did weigh
inches.
him. So yeah. We did weigh him. We didn't do measurements, but we did weigh him. So
Yeah,
we'll see
good.
at the end.
I think you should get a medal.
He's
at the
sound
end.
asleep.
Sure,
I know,
he is
if he can run
sleeping.
a whole 5K, he's gonna get a dang medal.
Right?
Okay. That's funny.
It's gonna be a dog bone medal.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, have you seen those
A
dog
doggy
treats?
ice cream or something.
Yeah, the dog treats look delicious. When I looked at the ingredients, I could eat them. Don't do that. But speaking of food, I went to Deanna and Kim's nutrition call last week, and it was so good, you guys. It was. I just don't know. I don't know. I think we should promote that some more. Like that is such a cool space, and I don't know. It was just really good. You guys do really good.
And I really enjoyed the week before. I didn't think last week, but I really enjoyed the week before with you. So
Yeah, the
kudos
ladies
to
that are
Deanna.
coming are really fun. They're definitely engaged and talk, and so it makes it a lot of fun.
I think, was it Jessie that shared her story about how she didn't like to work out and then
Yeah.
she was geeking out about it? I loved her story. It was so good. It's very, very good.
What's the topic this week? I've missed the last 2 weeks.
Well, I think we pretty much wrapped up Atomic Habits last week with the other 2 things to make your habit. And then I was thinking this week, because the Mindset membership has a whole video on labels. So I was thinking maybe we'd talk about food labels and maybe figuring out what's in them, how to know what you're looking for, calories,
Good
what it
idea.
all kind of means.
I love that idea.
Me too.
Dina, are you, or Deanna? I'm
That's a
sorry,
good one.
I pronounced it wrong. I have a friend that named Dina, but sorry. Are you in the Ultimate Portion Fix monthly, the monthly fix?
I get them both. And she did it too, I think this
Okay.
month, right?
Because I was gonna say I'm in both, but I follow Portion Fix, so I tend to read that one more. And if you needed anything like topics or information from that one, I'm glad to share. So just let me know if you're.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome to come in and share too about your experience with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Thursday nights are kind of crazy for us here, so yeah, but I'll keep it in mind. Thanks.
yeah.
No, it's
Did
just
you
really
do
good.
did you do a call on stress eating yet?
No, I don't think we have. And I don't think we've talked about like emotional eating or anything either. I'm trying to
I've
think
had a
of
couple of
what
customers
this one's
ask if
really
you've
about.
done something like that. So that would be just a future topic to
Definitely.
think about.
And I actually have a whole series on nighttime snacking too, and like we could go into that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think I want to say, Kim, it's probably only been like maybe a month or 5 weeks that we've even had topics, right? Because
Yeah.
the first one we were just kind of letting everybody jump in and talk about what they wanted to talk about. So we're still new on the topic idea, but I should write it down so that I've seen what we've covered already.
So you're gonna be doing the is it kind of like learning the labels or understanding the labels?
I think we can go through, yeah, like what things mean on the label. And then if, depending on how much people want to go into, like then they can figure out, if they're to be mindset, a good FFC or what, fulfills on carb and things like that, serving sizes and just kind of understanding the whole label idea.
Okay.
And then I'm sure we'll take a direction somewhere else too, because that usually happens.
That's a good reminder that TB mindset and the difference between, the balance ratio between a carb and the protein and the fiber and stuff like that. That those are good lessons to teach people, because I didn't know it until I learned it with TB. So
Yeah.
Look.
Okay,
Oh,
whose beep is that?
there's-
Is it
there's
yours,
beeping.
Jess?
No, I don't even have smoke detectors. No,
In
I'm
your house? You don't?
kidding. No, I definitely don't have one in this room. No, I probably should. But.
That's so funny.
So I was going to share with you guys a little bit from this Leadership Academy that I still am in the free trial for. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it because it's like $600, and I just cool. So anyway, so I think this is really, really helpful to think about, because we all have these, obviously these beliefs or these things that hold us back, whether it's perfection or, we don't feel like we're good enough, things like that. And so this formula for, what does he call it? The formula for, I just had it in my head. Transformation, formula for transformation. So he talks about, and writing this down, like these are concrete steps to do to help overcome some of the areas or the barriers that you have, because anytime that we have something, if you shine the light on that gremlin, it's going to go away, just like in the movie, and then they can't come out and haunt you anymore. So when you think about it, like here's an example, and you talk about the circumstance. So the circumstance can be one of my new personal coaches fails to see success. So they are not succeeding in the coaching business. They're not doing anything. Or I have a challenger who's not getting results. So then what's your thought? So the circumstance is you have this person who's not succeeding. Okay, that's maybe under you in your downline or a challenger. And then the thoughts that we have are either, what are they usually? I'm not a good leader. I'm not a good coach. I'm not good at this. Maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So then we get really discouraged. You have this feeling, which is either discouraged, you're upset, you don't know how to help them. Like you have these emotions that are tied to it. And then you have this action, which usually is nothing, because you have these feelings, you have these thoughts, and you have this circumstance in front of you that is really just holding you back from moving forward. Whether you realize it or not, it does it all the time. I mean, any type of circumstance you have, there's so many times where we let the situation generate feelings where we start not believing in ourselves anymore. So what he was talking about is the action is you wind up doing nothing. You stop reaching out to people, you stop being the coach that you know you are deep down inside. And then the result is you don't recruit any more people on your team, or whatever word you want to reuse if you don't like the word recruit. But you just stop inviting people, you stop reaching out, you stop doing the things that you know you should be doing. So part of the activity or a homework that we're supposed to do is figure out these circumstances that we have. So if you have something that you're in your head where you're like, I'm not able to figure this out, or Deanna, I know you were talking about you had this whole like curriculum bill and you never like pulled the plug, like what is that thing holding you back from pulling the plug? And so you can figure it out. What is that? So what is that circumstance? I don't feel like it's complete enough, or I don't feel like it's a good quality. I don't know what your circumstance is, but then what is the thought that you have behind all of that? And then what is the feeling and what is the action that you're not taking because of it? And then what is the result of that? So what is the circumstance that's coming because you're not taking action? So it was really helpful, just did a little bit of a mindset shift, at least for me, to think about certain things that why don't I invite? Like why? Because you get a no, or you get somebody saying, oh no, not right now, or ghosting, like nobody responds to you. And so it was just an interesting way to look at things and put into practice. So just wanted to share that with you guys, because I told you I would share things with you as I learned them. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Does it make you think about anything? Does it resonate with you at all? Or you're like, I got this. I'm knocking it out of the park. I'm not knocking it out of the park, by the way, but it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. Anything?
If we stay quiet long enough, we'll hear the beep again. So
There's
that awkward
exactly
silence.
right. Wait, and we'll see whose square lights up. So let's be quiet.
Oh, that's true.
My husband just came in the garage and I'm like, is our beeper going off? Because I'm like, it's really loud and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not in the house. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
I haven't been knocking it out of the park either for the past month. So I really feel like I don't have much to share tonight. Sorry, guys.
No, that's okay. Don't be sorry. It's no big deal. We're just here to try to figure out what it is that's holding us back from being Janelle Sheasley, or whatever, if you want to be Janelle Sheasley.
I think Melanie kind of hit it earlier when she was saying how, what will other people think about her when she sends out a post that she doesn't think is perfect. And I think maybe like for me, I feel the same way sometimes. Like if I don't send something out that looks exactly perfect, or, oh my gosh, they can see my roll in my stomach, or, it's just something. And I think it's just fear, and I don't know how to overcome it either. So, that's for me.
No, I can really relate to that. And therapist told me, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
If you put it out there, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Well, if it's on Facebook, you can delete it. No, I'm kidding.
But what's really what's the worst that's going to happen?
I mean, people are going to be like, the people you want to attract will be attracted to it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've put something up and been like, I don't even know if I said what I was trying to say. And then I'll be messaging with someone and they'll be like, oh, I totally understood that post. Or that one really spoke to me. And it's always out of the blue. And it seems like it's when it's you're most unsure. But the people who get you get it. So that's the goal, right? You find the people who you're speaking to. And I'm sure there's some people who are like, this lady is crazy, or I'm so done with every one of these Flex Fridays. I can't even stand it. But then they're not your people anyway, right? They don't care. Oh, dang it. Mute.
Oh, listen.
We'll figure it out. We'll have a silence in a little
It's
bit.
like a game. So you know what I mean though? That's what I try to tell myself, because there's so many times where I'll think of a post and then I'll be like, nah, I don't really need to put that up, or that's really going out there for me, or that's really revealing. Because I mean, we all we want the best angle. We want to show, Jess's post was great with the double chin, because I can't even tell you how many times I've turned my camera on and I'm like, holy shit, I can't send that. Right? And you're like, that's not it. So, you know what I mean? But that's so relatable, because we all have things we don't like.
Yeah. And I think so.
You're just sharing you. You're being
Yeah.
real, and you're being
Do it.
yourself, and you want to attract those people that are real and like you for who you are, not a persona that you're trying to portray, even though I think to some degree everybody portrays a persona on Facebook, and doesn't share all the negatives, and because then that would be just too much downer stuff. But I think the more real you get with that, I have a mom pooch, and I have a sugar habit of candy corn, or because that's my thing. You just got to be real. It's I had a challenger call me on, she's like, you're eating too little of food. And I was like, you know what? I should have added to my post of, this is a typical day. And when I lift weights, and she called me out on it. I was like, yeah, you're right. This was not a great post, but this is a guideline of what I do. And, so, but yeah, try to be real and be yourself. And that's who you're going to attract to your tribe, and as a challenger, and the kind of people that you want around you.
Yeah, and I don't know what these things are right here. These things, I call them my extra.
Oh yeah, like armpit boobs or whatever.
I feel like I'm the only person that has those, and
No, you're not.
I know. But
We
I
all
joke about
have
my
them.
side boob all the time, and I actually saw this really fit girl have them. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
It all
okay.
those clothes are like there are certain things I wear and I'm like, oh, I can't take a picture with that.
Right, or I'm like, I have to delete that because my side boob is like bigger than my real boob. It's not, and it's just normal stuff. So that's just vulnerability. That's what makes people relate to you. It's just that weird, awkward stuff that you share. I mean, and I have a lot of people from my work that follow me, and I'm like, literally, I am like, post, I don't care. Like, today I talked about getting on top of your husband and like riding like coconuts. Like, that was way out of my comfort zone. But I'm like, you know what? That's who I am. Like, if you don't take me as I am, because that's me, I will talk about that stuff with you in person, or if we have a side conversation. So
If you don't like it, keep on scrolling.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times I've just written it and hit post before I can do anything about it, because like if I were to sit there and reread it or watch a video over again that I've done, no, it won't make it out there. So you just got to do it and go, there it goes.
And that's what I need to do and I'm working on, because a lot of why that podcast hit me was doing what you said, Deanna, and then I have them, here, and I really don't care because I know that every single woman has them, and not every single woman, but you know what I mean. But there's some things that I don't care about showing, or I'm not revealing or anything, but there's other things and I'm like, I don't know if I should share. I don't know if people are gonna like, and then I just do it, and then I second guess myself, and then I delete it. But when I listened to the podcast, it was like, oh, I need to listen to it again. I listened to it during my shower. And then once I was getting dressed, I re-listened to it because it was like, oh, that was really good. And then I listened to it 4 hours later because doing a post, it was like, okay, I need this. And, it's a reality check. That's what it was for me. It was a reality check of, you're not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. So don't try, because you're never going to get to where you want to be trying to be perfect. So quit it. That's
But it's almost like you've got this perfect thing here, but that's not reality, right? It's you. You just have to be the best you, and there is nothing to compare it to because no one's you. So it's like you just have to kind of, I mean, I'm never gonna look like the magazine, right? Because they don't actually look like what they look like on the magazine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's the hardest part, is we have this whole imagery of what we think is perfect or pretty or whatever. And it's just not the case. And that's why so many women struggle with every little thing, because we're like, well, I've got this, so, you know, I must not be fit or in shape or whatever. It's just not true.
Yeah.
I know there was a morning wake up call a couple months ago, and the gal talked about that, where she had her safe people that she would run her post by if she felt like it was too out of her comfort zone or too oversharing or something. And I don't remember who it was, but that was.
Well,
I don't remember who it was, but she had like her core people. It was like her mom and her husband and like her best friend. And if she ever thought that she was oversharing or it was maybe an inappropriate post, she would run it by those people and they would say, yeah, you're oversharing, or no, you're being real and this is spot on. Because those are the, 3 people that she trusted. So I don't know if maybe that helps you, Melanie, if to run it by your mom or me or somebody else, but that might help some people. I don't know.
Yeah, and for me, it's not necessarily the wanting to be perfect when it comes to like my pictures, because I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be a skinny mini. But I think when it comes to content, my biggest thing is I have a hard time reading stuff and learning stuff and comprehending. So I'm trying to learn how to be more creative when I know that I'm creative, but I don't feel like I'm that creative. And then I do, a post and I'm like, is that good enough? No, that's not good enough. So I second guess myself, and then I reread it and then I change, some of the verbiage on there. Or just certain things I do. So it's
give yourself a certain number of times. Like, I'm going to allow myself 2 times to change this. And after 2 times, I'm going to post it and I'm not going to take it back, sort of thing, or 3 or whatever you feel that might help. Like, just give yourself the open door to change it, and that's okay, but set a limit on it and then just say, I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah. And I always go check back and do grammar too. So that's my biggest thing is if I miss a letter, then
that's okay, because that makes you real though too. I mean, because that happens,
Yeah, I will post it and then I'll read it even after I posted it, like, oh crap, I missed a whole word, or autocorrect is what it happened. Then I'll go back and edit it, just not for everybody else's sake, just because it annoys the heck out of me. So just, even like those things. And then I catch myself comparing to other people, other coaches, and I know I should not. And I catch myself and I usually be like, nope, that's her world. That's what she does. Most of the time I'm really good, but sometimes it gets me. So, but at least I'm aware of it, and I'm, trying to keep myself from doing it. Every now and then it catches you. So that whole podcast, just the whole thing just kind of, she talked about more, but the biggest one was not being perfect, because you're not going to get successful if you're trying to be perfect. That was the biggest thing. So like I said, it was a reality check for other parts, but yeah, I recommend that one for anybody, whether you are not trying to be perfect, trying to be perfect, even if it is just a, quick kick in the butt or a pep talk or something. It's only 10 minutes. They go by real quick.
Yeah, Kyra's got a really good podcast. She does a really good job lighting a fire.
And I like how real and raw she is. So I listen to a lot of hers while I'm driving in the car or something. But I usually have these on because she's not very good at keeping her cuss words down.
Oh, right. Definitely.
I don't mind my kids hearing a little bit, but not constantly. So
Her name's Kyra Carlin. Kyra, I'll put in the chat again. Kyra Carlin. Her posts are just really good. Like if you're struggling like what to post, I always use her for inspo. Like helps me figure out what I need to write or say, or I'll go creep on an old post that she posted a while ago. I do that actually a lot with coaches to try to figure out what to say because God, it's hard to come up with content all the time. I don't copy, I don't plagiarize. I know that's not legal, but a lot of times I'll take chunks and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this. And then your wheels just start spinning and then you start relating it to yourself. And then it really is helpful. But she had a post today. I was like, damn, I saved it in my Facebook because I'm like, I'm going to go read this again later. And I'm going to use some of this as some inspiration to write a post later. Her podcast.
I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead, Lily.
Oh, I was going to say to Melanie, when I see a post that I really like, dang, I wish I would have written that. I try to make a note in my notes section of like, oh, I need to make a post about this. Like I like that kind of post. Or if it's on Instagram, I actually made a folder of Beachbody posts. And so I just put it in there and then I can go back and read. And if I need like an idea of a post, I can go back and read those posts if it's, something that I really liked. Because I'm the same way, Jess. I sometimes I'm like, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I did my workout, great. I still got nothing.
Yeah,
I just sent you all the specific podcast, but you can go into all the rest of hers once you get into there.
Yeah, thank you. She actually was the one that inspired me to start a podcast because she's like said how easy it was with Anchor.
I didn't know you have a podcast.
Well, I don't promote it because that's one of my fears. I'll just talk on there. But yeah, because you get like a penny every time someone listens to your podcast. It's revenue source. 1 penny. I think I have $4 in my little account. But no, seriously, you guys, if you that's a great way to put your content out there. What I'll do is I'll record, like if you have something to share, even if you have a post, all you got to do is talk about it on a video. You can post it to YouTube and you can take your words, your sound, sorry, that's not right, I want to say, your audio and put that into a podcast, and that is revenue for you. So just something to think about. And of course, if people watch the YouTube, then, if you get enough likes and things, that's revenue as well. So in the chat, Jen, you had asked about content. Did you want to talk about that a little bit more, or did we kind of go into content? You said you always wonder about content.
Well, I think you guys were talking more around like being you and fear of what you're posting. And that's not really what I guess I struggle with. I don't ever have that in my head. It's more like, am I putting the right stuff out there? Yeah. That's what I always struggle with. It's like, am I posting good stuff? Am I posting things that are engaging enough? Am I inspiring other people? Am I interesting other people? And, this, just that kind of stuff always goes through my head. And I try not to overpost throughout the day. So I want to make sure I'm spacing things out the right way. I'm not always just talking about fitness, like that's the stuff that I'm always contemplating, I guess.
Yeah.
Does anyone else go through that too?
Because again, so much we want to just post to just say, I did my workout today. I drank Shakeology today, which I don't think anybody really does that anymore, but I try to think about and I don't do a good job of this all the time, but a good mindset shift for me is to say, is this a shareable post? Would I want to share this? So, and again, I don't do it all the time, but every once in a while when you'll see someone share a post, you're like, okay, that's what I need to be writing again. Something in that post that you had made somebody want to share it. Because that's how it's just a good way to gauge, how you're coming across. Is it something that someone else can share?
Yep.
That's not for your followers, but.
Well, those kind of really relatable things that people share, they're either funny or a meme or it's just something that we all might think as women, like that kind of stuff. It's not going to be like your personal things. They're not going to, usually people don't share your own personal like posts. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's good to have, some content that is going to be shared because it definitely boosts up, your engagement and whatnot. Maybe a good recipe or something like that.
Yeah.
So I try to keep my content very like a variety of things and not just, one thing.
You do good with that. I always see your, it's either about your kids or you've got a motivational post or you might talk about fitness a little bit. I think you do good at blending.
Yeah, and I just try to keep it engaging too sometimes,
Yeah.
I love when people are social on social media. I love that, having the nice interactions with everybody and like getting to know people. I wish people would do more of that.
Yeah. You
in a
and
nice,
you
positive
and Lily
way.
are both really, really good at that. You guys are good. Like at stories, you guys, thank you, Jen, for telling me that my spaghetti squash was not spaghetti squash.
I was like, I make butternut squash soup all the time, and I'm pretty sure that's a butternut squash.
Well, when I started like using the fork, I'm like, I don't like the picture, but it tasted really good. Anyway, my
I
point.
love interacting on stories with people, you guys and other people. I try to just swipe up and give someone a reaction often, just so that, it shows that I'm paying attention and interested, So
Definitely.
it's good to do that, I know we do it amongst each other because we're friends, but it's also good to do that, outside of the coaching world, just so you can start interacting with other people too. I try to do it more often nowadays.
Yeah, I agree. I've been trying to do a little more too.
Mm-hmm.
Motivated me to be like, oh yeah, I probably should be because I never look at people's stories. I'm just like, for me, it's a time sucker, and I'll just sit there and just watch over and over again. But
Yeah,
because we don't see everything in the newsfeed anymore. The algorithms are terrible. So
Speaking of that, did they just change? Oh, sorry. Did they just change the algorithm today? Because my Facebook feed was crazy weird. Anybody else's, or it's just me?
I did see some different posts today that I don't normally see.
There was an update today.
Posts. I saw 5 in a row from the same people that I didn't usually see posts from. It was just a weird day.
Yeah.
I didn't notice today. I wasn't really on too much, but I'll have to check. Yeah, every so often I'm like, is Facebook like stuck or something? I'm seeing people's posts from like days ago, and it's so weird. That happens every once in a while.
Yeah, or if it's like something
I know there was
but I keep seeing it in my news feed. I'm like, I don't want to like this. Like, I don't care. That's really.
There was an update today to Facebook, so maybe the algorithm changed, or maybe the update did something. But yeah, I see the same thing where I'll all of a sudden see a post from 5 days ago that I'm assuming Facebook thinks that I wanted to see because it's showing me now or something. I don't know why.
Well, and then remember, a good way to beat the algorithm is to get in people's messenger, because if you send them a message, they're going to see you in the news feed. Like, that's just an easy way to connect with people you don't see all the time. Oh, well, Kim and Lily are muted. Melanie's muted. Carol's muted. So Jen, it's you, Maribel, or Sue, or me. I guess it could be me. Maybe there is a smoke detector in here.
I don't have smoke. I'll be honest. We don't have smoke. If we have smoke detectors, they haven't been active in a very long time. So it's definitely
You're
not.
supposed to change them every daylight savings time. You know that, right? You're supposed to change batteries. Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't they hardwired through the houses anymore?
No.
Oh, they're not? Oh, I thought they were.
They probably are in some houses.
Yeah.
Some of them are. They're hardwired to your alarm.
Oh.
Oh, I heard it again. That's so strange. So no one knows?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
It's weird that nobody knows this.
Yeah.
Is it a ghost?
I have been watching The Haunting of like Bly Manor. I'm a little creeped out, so.
I'm gonna go open my door. Maybe it's fine.
Oh, that's funny.
House
it
is
is.
burning down.
No, I don't smell smoke. Okay, so I opened my door here in my thing. Let me see if it's mine. I don't think it is that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. So what else?
I have a question. Do you guys, people that are going to join for the 30-day breakaway? And if so, are we gonna run the group through the BOD app? Or what do you guys want to, are you guys just gonna keep them in your own groups? How do you want to do that?
I'm flexible. I have one person who's doing the program so far. But I don't think we should run a bot group for one person. So I know Lily, you're doing it. Sorry, that sounds really mean, but she's doing great on her own, I guess, is part of my point too.
It doesn't sound mean. I don't think you should do it for one person either. You just have messages them every day.
Right.
Yeah. We already have a BOD group started. So, but I didn't start the post in case we wanted to start the post when it became available, which is next Monday, to the customers. So that's why I was asking if we wanted to use that group for anybody that wanted to do the 30-day breakaway.
Does anybody have anyone else? Any customers?
What group do we have? Because I don't even think I'm in one right now.
Are you in my group, my 80-day group?
Well, but that's not a bot group, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I'm not even active in there. I've been posting the posts, but
not,
so I don't really know what's going on.
I'm not in one.
Oh, we have the unstressed.
Yeah.
We have, and then we have the 30-day breakaway.
Nope.
And then I have a 10-round one if anybody's doing 10 rounds. But and then I have a general.
So fun.
So maybe we can have a thread in the Made for More page if we get some more interest. So I do have a couple other people interested in 30-day breakaway. They're just like, I'm not sure. I have a lot of people asking questions about it. So I don't want you.
Okay, I'll put the link in there again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to do more work or anybody to have to do more work. They don't have to.
Well, the group's already made, so it's just the daily posting, so it's not that big a deal.
Okay. Cool. What else, guys? Anything else you guys want to share? There's been lots of animals today on Zoom. Dogs and cats and all right. I've learned in the training world you should pause for 7 seconds. No one responds. It's time to move on. Oh, Lily, what you got something? You unmuted. What you got? Oh no, are you frozen?
Do we have people in our health
Frozen.
vet? Does anybody have people already? I'm just wondering how many people we might get.
I think I saw Wendy Smith added a couple people in there.
In there, in that's in where?
And where is that? Because I don't see that either.
So there's so everybody should create their own event and
Right.
the group. So there should be a Bet on You group that either you were invited to, or I'm pretty sure I invited everybody who's pretty consistent in our Made for More team. So
I remember saying yes to something, but I thought that was your enrollment event and you were just sharing
No.
what you were doing. No, it wasn't.
no,
Okay.
because I didn't
So
want to
that
invite
was
you
for-
guys to create confusion. I don't think.
Okay. So that whatever you invited us to was like a holding place for our customers for
Mhm. Yeah,
for the
we're
for the
gonna run it.
actual vet.
Yes.
Actual vet.
So that'll
Okay.
actually be the group. And I put a question in there so that people will have to say who their coach was when they come in.
Okay.
So is that a Facebook group or is that a bad group?
We said Facebook group.
Okay. Then I should be in that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go look at it.
Yeah, just check your just go to your groups and then type
Yeah.
that and see if you're in there. If not, we can definitely get you added in there.
And when do we want people to pay their $20 by? We want it by the 26th at the latest. I mean, I'm assuming we need to add your information in there on how to pay you,
Okay.
or maybe just each coach needs to send it to people that actually want to sign up. How do we want to do that?
Should we collect the money ourselves and then just send one, each of us to Sue, or? I
Yes.
think it'd be easier than her managing like everybody's people.
Yeah, that's a really good
I
idea.
like that idea too.
Yeah, I like that idea too. But that's why I created that spreadsheet, because I needed some visibility just to make sure if I was collecting money from people I didn't know,
Yeah.
that somebody else had record of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, people feel more comfortable if they are sending it to somebody they know too.
Right.
So, like,
Yeah.
So
So
you're
I'd rather-
saying that everybody's just going to pay their coach and then you guys are going to just put it all. Okay.
Yeah. So say by the 26th.
Okay.
Well, but I think we should give everybody a day. Like, we might still have, I think we should say by the 27th. anyway.
27th.
But I thought the
And
weigh-in was due by the 26th, so they have to pay and do the weigh-in at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest, is if they're gonna weigh in, then they should pay you at the same time.
Oh, I was just thinking we might have late people coming in or something, but yeah, they should weigh in and pay at the same time. And on the spreadsheet that you were making, was that just for money, or is that for us to track? Because I think we should track every week, we'll weigh in every week.
Yeah, I was going to add a couple columns because I think, let me see, I think you wanted a weekly weigh-in and then someone
I
else.
think we should.
Yeah, and then I think Jen said something about percentage loss. So I was just going to add columns, and if we want to just use that for everything, we can. Doesn't
Sounds
matter. Yeah. I'm just a tracker like that, so.
So whatever customers we get, then they pay us, and then once it's done, we do like a lump sum to you, Sue? Is that what?
I think that's what
Okay.
it's sounding like, yes.
Yeah.
And then
that's
I
smart
will
too.
disperse it to the winners, I assume.
I think that's a good idea too, because I know, like Deanna had mentioned, she might waive the $20 entry fee if they buy a challenge pack, and she would
Mhm.
cover it. So
Right.
this way it's a good way for each coach to kind of track what they're doing with their customers. And then they put in the money, if they want to put in the money for them, we can just send Sue the final like lump sum per coach to make a collective pot to split at the end. And I was also wondering, are you guys actually participating yourselves and putting 20 in, or like you're not participating?
We said that coaches can.
Or are you kicking in?
It's totally up to you.
Yeah.
We just said
Okay.
it would also look bad if all coaches won.
Well, what if we didn't collect, but we contribute and participate? Just to make the pot bigger and make it fun. I'm just thinking out loud. We don't have to do that, but I know what you mean. I wouldn't take the money from anyone either. I would want more people to win more money, but
Yeah.
just to keep it a little bit
Do
bigger,
people-
I don't know.
When you split the pot and it's not like you're saying Melanie wins, Kim wins, Lily, like you just say, here's the pot, it's $1,000 and there was, 100 winners. So you get whatever. So, I mean, I guess I'm just saying that maybe it's
That's true.
if coaches participate, because it's not like we're going to be like Sue, Kim, and Maribel all, so.
I don't think it's bad if the coaches win. I don't know. I mean, that's. I don't.
The reason why I ask too is I do have a coach on my team who's who wants to do it, but she's not part of like our regular team, like gatherings and hangouts and stuff. So I feel like it would be okay for her to do it because she's more like a discount coach at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Would
absolutely.
that be okay?
I bet
think
we're gonna
anybody
get,
who wants to
we're
participate.
probably gonna get mostly coaches. I don't know. We're gonna get probably a good percentage of coaches because I mean, of my customers, I bet I'll get more coaches than customers.
Okay, like
Mhm.
some coaches from your team that are mostly discount.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so that's
Yeah.
okay then.
Yeah, and I think that was my question too, was like, for
Like,
people, they just pay the $20 to get in because they already have Shakeology.
Yeah, they would just pay the $20 because they already have Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology.
and
That's
people aren't winning like people and well, yeah, as long as they have a current order,
Yep,
you know.
exactly. So their current pod, you know, subscription, current order, they can pay the $20, participate. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I vote for us even to be able to win. It's not like we're winning. One of us would win $1,000
Right.
and then, you know, I think we're all going to be winning like $25 or something or 30, you know, I don't know.
Well, and I
But
think it's
I'm
also,
fine with whatever we decide.
yeah. And I mean, if you think about it, if we all do get a piece of the pot, that's really a great thing to share too, is like, hey, I won $37, you know, because I lost 4% over Halloween. Like, how kick-ass are we? You know, things like that.
And it kind of validates that you're committed too, like, you know, you're
Mhm.
walking the walk and everything.
Yeah.
Well, and one other thought is we are promoting it that our whole tribe is running it. And so, and my challengers always know that I'm active participant. So you could just say like our whole team is running it and a lot of us are participating to make the pot bigger, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sounds good to me.
So anybody who comes on, anybody who comes in, do they have to be a BOD subscription? Do you try and get them to subscribe onto the BOD? What if they come on and they don't want to do BOD, but they want to be on diet? But I don't have anybody. I'm just asking in case something like that comes up.
When I posted that, Deanna had said she was going to go that way because I was like, what if I get a customer that, you know, just wants to buy a t-shirt and then be on it? But I thought BOD was a good requirement because you can also buy the $39.99 BOD, or you could buy, you know, I think that's enough of a commitment, of a minimal commitment.
Okay.
And we're promoting,
Okay,
like for me, I'm going to make my people have at least BOD, unless they have Shakeology and no bod. So I guess Shakeology or bod for me.
Yeah, 90 PV or at least a 3-month membership to bod.
Okay.
I think, again, like what's the worst that can happen if you have somebody who has a $39 subscription to bod and they pay $20 to get into the group and they get great results and they lose 4% over, you know, they have bod for 3 months. Like that's
right. And we don't want somebody to come in like from CrossFit and win and then be like, oh, I didn't use anything. I just used CrossFit, or I just,
right.
You know.
I mean, I think the only way, I think if someone doesn't want Beachbody On Demand, but they want to do the nutrition program, like they want to do 2B Mindset or and, you know, do like meditation or whatever, I guess meditation is.
Or Shakeology or, yeah.
But yeah, if they want to do nutrition, I just would say, yeah, you don't want someone, you know, come in and be like, I'm on keto and I do CrossFit and yeah, I'll pay $20 to get in your challenge. You know, we just wouldn't want somebody like that.
Right, because then they'll be saying, I did Fit for Mom and, you know, I lost 15 pounds or whatever, you know, sometimes it backfires like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool.
My only other thought too is when we did the health set with Beachbody, it was years ago, so I'm trying to remember what was the commitment there that they requested.
You had to log every day a workout and a Shakeology.
Yeah, but you could easily log that without actually like doing it. So like, was there a buy-in there? I forget. There had to be. It had to be a challenge pack sale, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I just saw my post come through and I wasn't paying attention. And I was totally, I didn't read the whole thing, but it said something to the effect of I won my $15 back plus something.
I'll dig around and see what I can find out from that. Maybe look in the archives or something. Because I would be curious about what was the requirement there. Because I almost feel like each coach can kind of decide that for themselves as long as they're paying the $20 to get in. And if they really want to be part of it and they, for some reason, aren't purchasing anything from us, you better tell them to just kind of keep it on the DL because this is a Beachbody challenge and maybe just pose it like that.
Mhm.
I think it should be your call though. I've never been one to have hard and like fast rules. Maybe that's a downfall, but I just feel like I'm here to help people and that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I had a girl, she was doing the isogenics and I just told her, I'm like, I don't want you posting in the group about it. She's like, oh, that's fine. It was just a regular challenge group, but she had so
I looked back at some emails I had from that health bet.
Yeah.
And it was you could log any work. You had to log 5 workouts. It could be any workout, but you had to log 3 Shakeologies a week. And so the idea was to get them to buy Shakeology. And there were 2 or 3 states where the state rules, regulations on this sort of program could not require you to buy anything. And so I had some friends in Arizona, which was one of the states, and we had to go through this process of them filling out a form or whatever, and they got their Shakeology for free. But it did require that purchase so that they could log their Shakeologies because those were required.
Okay.
For that health bet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Any other Bet On You questions?
Not right at the moment.
Those were great questions though.
Yeah.
And like I said in my post, the more the merrier. I mean, you're trying to get that pot bigger and bigger and bigger because that's what gets people excited. They, that there's $1,000 that they, people just get excited about money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what some people said they wanted to try to get 5 people in there. Is that still what people's goal is?
That'd be cool.
5 apiece.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good goal to have. Hit it. That's fine. But if you get 10, that's even better. So.
Yep.
All right.
Are we able to use? Sorry, Jess.
Oh no, go ahead.
Are we able to use the graphic, this one here, to like promote? Like, can I put that in a story and then do some stuff so I can promote that, or do we have to do our own graphic for that?
No, you can do that. I think
I don't mind doing my own graphic.
Canvas or the Canva
okay.
graphic, so you can change it. I think.
Yeah, Deanna put the link in Made for More and to the Canva, so you can take it and then make it however you want from there, or you can just make your own.
Yeah, you can absolutely use that. You can use, and that's why I was throwing in like my description for my event. So, I mean, you guys don't have to use that. You're more than welcome to, because I think it's dumb to recreate the wheel. So use it. I'll even put in there when I actually follow up with people, but because I have people who've said interested or going. So the message that I send to them, I will put in that chat so you guys can see that and use it if you want. You can, I mean, you have to, it's just, if you need some ideas, like what do I say? I have 7 people who are now interested. Now what? Because I know sometimes I freeze up. I'm like, oh, what am I going to say to these people? Which is exactly why I haven't reached out yet.
So I missed, or my internet froze or something. Are we as coaches paying the $20 in, and are we participating, or is it up to each individual coach? What was the consensus on that?
Yes. You can participate if you want to. You can pay for your participants' entry fee, whatever. It's your discretion for your people, your pool of people coming into the diet bet Just know that there has to be $20 for each person, whether you're paying that or they're paying that themselves. And then if you want to participate, it's $20. You can totally participate. And I think that was it. Did I answer your questions?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, it is almost 8:20 and I really have to go pee. And
Anybody get a picture yet?
oh no, thank you. I'm distracted. All right, ready?
Yeah.
2, 1. All right, let's make sure that everybody's eyes are open. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll have to crop Deanna in. All right, have a great night. See you guys on the nutrition call if anybody's on there on Thursday. We'll see you then. If not, we'll see you next Monday.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.